So, hello everyone. Today we are going to starting with the topic of anatomy in flowering plants. Anatomy of flowering plants. Yes. So, let's begin with the topic tissues. Now, what are tissues? Everyone knows about cell. Yes. So, this group of these cell is called tissue. So, writing the definition of tissue, what we will write what are tissues means group of cell having same origin and function. Yes, their function and origin are also same, always same, but maybe different, maybe sometimes, maybe structurally similar or dissimilar. So you can say that tissues are all actually group of cell having like similar function and origin, where the origin are similar place and their function is also same, but they may have structural similarities or dissimilarities. Sometimes their shape may be differ in a tissue. Okay, now let's see type of tissue system. What kind of tissue systems are there? So types of tissue system. So yes, let's begin with the types of, there are three types of tissue systems. So the first one, epidermal. First ones are epidermal tissue system. Second one is ground tissue system. And third one is vascular tissue system. So let's learn one by one every system in brief manner. Okay. So basically, I think so you understand what are tissues. They are simply a kind of group of cell. Yes. Epidermal, epidermal tissue system. So we call this sometimes epidermal tissue, or we call it always epidermal tissue system. So why we call them epidermal tissue system? Epi means outer. The word epi means outer, and dermal means layer. So by the name, I think so you have understand What is this topic about? It's outer layer of tissue. Outermost layer, we can say. Studying about outer layers. Now let's see what are having, how outer layers of plants are there. So in plants, we know yeah. So first point, outer outer layer. Second, what kind of cells are there? So it is a tissue. I said to you that it may or may be similar or may not be similar. So what they are having? Cells plus stomatas. Now let's see further. We can see if we will see what are stomatas. Stomatas. Stomata. And plus we can say what are there? Epidermal appendages. Epidermal appendages. Means they are, we can say, we call it trichome, or we can say hair-like projection. They're something like hair-like hairs. Okay. Now, how are they? How so they are single layer. They are almost always single layer, usually single layer. And we can say what kind of are they? Elongated. They are always elongated. Seems like elongated. Elongated, compactly packed. Like in human, we can say epidermal tissues are also compactly packed, means they are not having intracellular space. Their cells are very nearly packed. So compactly placed parenchymas. Placed parenchyma. Yes. So what are this parenchymatic cell? So parenchymas are nothing but cells having less cytoplasm. They are having very less cytoplasm. As I told you, they are not giving so much space for something else. So less cytoplasm. They are very compactly arranged. Yes. Okay. Now next part, they are having cuticles. Now what are these cuticles? This cuticle means a wax-like layer, a waxy layer, we can say, which prevent loss of water. For example, have to give you. Have you seen duck? Yeah. Or sometimes you have seen plants having waxy layer on them, so they can't lose lot of water. So what kind of waxy layer it is? It's something like wax prevents loss of water. Now you tell me, is there need of this cuticle in the roots? No, because loss of water, a process of transpiration, we call it. A process of transpiration only happen on the surface of leaf. So upper part in the roots, there is no process of transpiration. So there is no need of cuticle wax layer. Otherwise, what happen if there is not this layer? All the water will get evaporated by the sun. We called it the process of transpiration. Okay. So yes, so they are absent in root. It is absent in fruits. Okay, now let's begin with the next point of epidermal cell. Now what I, in previous slide, I have told you about stomata, right? So, what are these stomatas? So, these stomatas are kind of openings in the leaf. As I told you, there is a vascular layer. Now, before this, I have to explain you a process of transpiration. What is transpiration? Here in a point you can write. Transpiration is a process if, which is evaporation of excess amount of water from the plant. Okay. So transpiration is a process where there is a removal of excess amount of water from the plant. Okay. So what happens sometimes if we don't protect this with cuticles, the needed water will also get removed. So these tomatas are there to remove a proper amount of water which cell doesn't need it. So let's see, are present on leaf, obviously. Transpiration processes happen on the leaf, not on the roots, because it's totally depend on the sun. So are present on leaves. These tomatas are present on the leaves. So they are opening. They are opening for transpiration and one more thing is important. Yes, what? Exchange of gases. Yes, exchange of gases. So for that, stomatas are important. Now this stomata we call it, stomata has guard cell. One stomata, one stoma has guard cell. Now what are this guard cell? Now, as I told you, not extensive amount of removal is needed. Like the water, if it gets evaporated a lot, then it will be not good for the plant. It will dry out. So for that, for the limitation of water, there are guard cells. There are two different guard cells according to we can say in different type of monocots and dicots. So in dicots, you see they are something like this. In monocots, they are like this shape. Which shape you call it? Yeah. And beside them, yeah. And in dicots and monocots. So they are in monocots. So as you see, So these are guard cells. So in monodicots, bean shape. And dumbbell shape in monocots. So they are dumbbell-like structure in monocots. Monocots. I think so. You know monocotyledon, dicotyledon. Now this one is called stomatal. Stomatal pore. From where there is exchange of gases. And these cells which are surrounded them, see this one, and here in the corner, these are called subsidiary cells. These are called subsidiary cells. Okay. Now you understand the structure of epidermal cell. They are outermost shell cells, and they are present specifically all over the plant. And in specifically in leaves, their stomatas are present, which are having opening. Okay. Yes. Now let's come to ground. Ground, or we also call them fundamental or fundamental tissue system. So what kind of tissue system it is? So if you leave this epidermal cell and vascular bundle, all the other cell and all the other types of tissues are there in this tissue system, means all the other are fundamental or ground tissues. So means we can say constituent, constitute all tissues except, which two I told you? Yes, except epidermis and vascular bundle. Epidermis and vascular bundles. Yes. So what kind of cells are there? They are having parenchyma cell. They are made up of parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and parenchyma are simple type of tissues, we can say, or the cells. Okay, they are simpler one. So group of them we can say sclerenchyma. Okay, so it's talking about parenchyma. Parenchyma cells are actually cells are present. This parenchyma cells are maximally everywhere. So where are they? Okay, so these parenchyma cells are present in cortex, pericycle, pith, and medullary rays. Types of these structures you will learn in the next, we can say in the next part, further in the lesson. So these are the types where these parenchyma cells are present in primary stems and roots, specifically in primary stems and roots. Okay. Yes. In leaves, ground tissue contained. Now, talking about leaf, in leaves, ground tissue. So, talking about when you comes to leaf, there are different ground tissues. They tissues consist of thick wall of chloroplast. You know, in leaf there is all over the chloroplast is present where the food is made. So, yes, the leaf it contains in ground tissues consist of consist of thin layer of chloroplast containing cell. So, containing cells. So, this chloroplast do help in production of, we can say, food. Food is produced with the help of chloroplast. So, this cells are present in the uppermost layer and called, what this is called then? It is called mesophyll. Called mesophyll. Okay, this layer. Now, ground tissues and fundamental tissues are completed. Next one is vascular tissues. Vascular tissue, or we can say conducting tissues. Now, why they are called conducting tissue? Let's see. Or conducting tissues. Tissue system. I'm sure you know about xylem and phloem. So, what they are having consist of xylem and phloem in them. So, what are these? Xylem conducts water. It conducts water, and phloem conducts, we can say, food all over the plant. So, these tissue conducts. That's why they are calling conducting tissues. So, xylem conduct water and phloem conduct food. So in dicots, they are different again in dicots and monocots. So in dicots, there is cambium found. We can say in dicots, cambium is found. Found in between. Now, where it is? In between vascular bundles. Vascular bundle and what it does, it is formed between the vascular bundle and forms secondary vascular bundle. They form secondary vascular bundles. It is also called open vascular bundle system. So there is open vascular bundle. Again, in monocots, this cambium name thing is not present. So in monocots, you can write there is close vascular bundle, or we can say system. So in monocots, it is open, and in dicots, in dicots, it's open, and in monocots, it's closed. Now the last part, arrangement. Again, in radius part and in stem part, there is different kind of arrangement, we can say. So arrangement of xylem and phloem are two different types. So let's see in this slide, arrangement of xylem and phloem. So one is radial and one is conjoint. So radial arrangement and conjoint. So in radius, from radial R. Remember, radial equals to root. So radial is found in roots. Okay, by R and R you can remember. In conjoint, you can say you can find them in stem and so now what kind of arrangement are they? So they are arranged in alternate manner. One after another. One there will be xylem, another there will be phloem. In alternate manner in different ready. And in conjoint, what you can say? In conjoint, they are arranged we can say are along the same radii. They are not alternate or in different radii. They are arranged along same radii. Okay, so these are the type of, we can say, system, tissue system. So what are the three types of tissue system you can say? First one is epidermal, second is ground, and third is vascular. Epidermal outer layer, then again you can say ground tissue system, vascular system, tissue system having vascular bundles. Okay.